Good morning. This is Cheryl Kilmer, the TERI's founder and CEO. So welcome to our parent and caregiver forum. I just learned we had technical difficulties, so I've been talking for a little while, but it wasn't live. So we'll start over. Sorry for everyone that's out there listening. Our agenda today, I'll cover a program update. Thank you for the staff bonus fund that so many of our families generously supported this last Christmas. And of course, an update on the Campus of Life. We'll announce our Special Needs Trust and Able Act Account seminar that's coming up in March. Review ways to support TERI, because support from our families and the community is critical to our ability to continue to provide quality life experiences to our clientele and their families, and of course, sustain our future for our families and our clientele. And then we'll close with a question and answer session. TERI program update. There's one of our very happy residents, Maria, and we're finishing 2 years of working under the conditions that have come about because of COVID. I think the most significant impact that has had, besides the obvious health of the world, is staffing. So that's created staffing shortages, extreme staffing shortages worldwide, and we're no exception to that. We are very blessed that we have been able to find ways to keep all of our programs open, because we know that some of our fellow agencies have had to close and or suspend services, but the closures are terrible, and it's sad that's had to happen. We have not done that here at TERI, so we're so blessed and proud of the fact that we were able to keep all of our staff employed. No one lost their jobs during this entire 2-year period. So that's part of the TERI commitment to who's most important in getting services to your clients is our team. We at the homes, our residents are beginning to return to day program. The job our staff has done in helping make sure that everybody remains very healthy and COVID free has been phenomenal. They've ensured great health. Our clients overall are just thriving. We've had no hospitalizations because of COVID. It's just, it's really been what you'd have to call a great success given the conditions we're operating under. Our schools have been open for some time now. So that's wonderful for those students and their families. For those of you who aren't aware, recently, just at the beginning of the year, so that would be last month, we relocated the country school, previously located for decades in a self-standing base in San Marcos, not on the new campus. But we brought that school and incorporated them into the building that the Learning Academy works out of. So we're happy to have them here. This is part of our plan to prepare for the move to the new campus over time. And of course, it brought all the students close here in this neighborhood. Now they have ready access to our gym and our music program and arts and just a lot of nice facility benefits that we had to commute to from our San Marcos location. So we're happy to have everyone here together and happy. Our Center for the Arts and our CAL program, Choices for Adult Living, have been gradually bringing students back as we can, given the staffing needs. So we're working hard and fast to meet those needs. We've managed to recruit and hire 30% to fill 30% of the vacancies that we had as a result of 2 years of working through COVID restrictions. So that's great news. We're out supporting respite families to the best of our ability. We, in the meantime, those families that are still waiting for services, for live services in person, we have huge empathy for our families that are waiting for this for their sons and daughters. And we're doing everything humanly possible to recruit the right staff so that we can return everybody. So we're working on that. That's a work in progress. As anyone that's been watching, how could you not watch what's happening out there in our world and economy. Staff bonus fund, again, thank you to all of our families and community members who supported this effort. This is an annual effort to raise the funds so we can give healthy bonuses to our line staff. And this was our best year ever in 2021. So again, a thanks. We haven't had one of these forums since the Christmas time to say thanks to everybody who might be online here and participated in giving to this. Sorry, I have a sip of water. So campus update. Our campus is thriving. Our Tom and Mary Tomlinson Vocational Center was completed in the fall time. And for, again, anyone new to us who's not aware of this, that vocational building includes a cafe and a coffee bar. We call them common grounds, open to the public. So this is designed to be a business that our clientele can have valuable vocational training opportunities in, and also a business that can generate some funds to help further support our programs. So we're going to have a new internship program is just being launched currently, and we'll be able to increase the number of our students working out and training out of that building. Our restaurant currently is open Monday through Saturday, with the hours are 7 a.m. till 3 p.m. and we'll continue to grow those hours in the business as we market and attract customers to that cafe. The business is growing, which is great. We have wine in this picture because we recently received our wine and beer license, which is great and just increases the options we can offer to the public and any customers that come. The center also has several different venues where clubs, organizations, families can lease the space to have meetings or parties, etc. So definitely go online and pay attention to that. Better yet, go out there and have a breakfast or a lunch or visit one of our happy hours that are just beginning on Wednesdays and Fridays. So check it out. We get rave reviews on the quality of the food and the service, and we're working hard to build that into a thriving business for all of our clientele. Upcoming events at the Campus of Life, again, happy hour that's starting this Friday. We're the Wine Wednesdays that I just mentioned, and then Valentine's Day, lots of gifts available because we do have a gift shop built into the vocational center as well. You can come tour, see the beautiful cafe and commercial kitchen that we've installed, as well as all the areas that are designated as potential lease space rentals for groups and parties and such. It's beautiful. The vocational center just turned out so beautifully. And it's really helping us educate the public, anyone that's new to us, on the vision that as it stands behind the development of this campus and all that it can do in our industry. What's next at the TERI Campus of Life? So we have finished the vocational building, as I noted, in the fall time, and we have a goal date of April 1 to begin the construction of the fine arts and performing arts buildings. So those two buildings have been designed. They're prettier. You're looking at a concept drawing, so the current design is much prettier than that. And just some wonderful facilities that will allow us to move all of our adult students out to the new campus when they're completed, which should be sometime in the spring of next year. We recently received a $1 million challenge grant from the Walter Zabel Foundation. The Zabel Foundation has been a great supporter of TERI for quite a long time now. They began with operational support, program support, and the vocational building began with a $1 million challenge grant from the Zabel Foundation. So this is the second $1 million contribution that they're making to us. They're obviously believers and anxious to see the performing arts and fine arts buildings complete. The performing arts building, for anyone not familiar with these, includes a 208-seat theater. And both buildings, of course, are replete with all sorts of arts opportunities for training, anything from music lessons to art lessons. It's just going to be a wonderful venue, very exciting for our clientele to be able to move to these quarters and enjoy the beautiful environment that's out there in San Marcos. I mentioned a challenge grant, so sorry, I mentioned a challenge grant because we are seeking donations, so we need to meet that $1 million challenge grant by raising $1 million, which will then become available to begin construction of the 2 buildings. And after this, we will be engaging our architects and all the related engineers to draw the rest of the buildings on the campus so that we can continue the construction. The rest of the campus is the final phase, so we're designing all the other buildings in their entirety, and then going to get those permitted and start the building on those. So very exciting times, phenomenal model for the world at large, and we'll have a place where people who have been coming pre-COVID to TERI from around the world to come and learn about our culture and philosophy and our model so they can replicate that back in their hometowns. The Special Needs Trust Seminar I mentioned earlier covers both special needs trusts and CalAble accounts. So these are scheduled for March 4th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Tom and Mary Tomlinson Vocational Center. So seating is limited. You can register online, and also know our website is currently under reconstruction, so stay tuned because soon you'll see a phenomenal change in our website. So the new design will be easier to navigate and current. And so exciting, keep an eye out for that. And when you go onto our site to register for the seminar, it's on the events page. Ways to support TERI. So there's a number of those, of course. Annual Sustaining is a fund for ongoing operations to secure our budget. So I think anyone who spent any time around this field is very aware that the government underfunds at all times. So we have throughout our history, which is we're in year 42 now, we have raised the monies to make that quality difference between what funding is provided and what is truly a quality of life supporting program for our clientele. Capital donations, I just mentioned the challenge grant for beginning. There's naming opportunities throughout the campus, anything from contributions of $25,000 to name a room to $2 million to name a building. We have some buildings named, of course, the Tom and Mary Tomlinson Vocational Center. Tom and Mary were long-term supporters of TERI for 20 years now, and they have now given $3.2 million to date to the campus. So look at those naming opportunities, they're online. There's also smaller naming opportunities as in bricks and outdoor furniture for the campus. So pretty replete with opportunities. Planned giving is huge because we're here looking at the long-term stability of the agency. It's critical that we assure sustainability into the future, both for our current families and clientele, and of course for future families. So planned giving is a huge part of that. It's no different than planning for this ongoing security of any of your children when you're putting together your family trust and such. And we work to become part of those plans for our families in particular, and others in the community who are interested in contributing to the long-term sustainability of TERI and all the work that we do. Amazon Smile is a very easy and convenient way to support us because most of the world's shopping on Amazon, And when you join their SMILE program, it's of no cost to you, and a percentage is donated back to the agency as a result of your purchases. So a painless and positive way to support the agency. Volunteers. Volunteers are a huge part of TERI. We typically have at least a couple hundred volunteers who help us in our various programs. So countless opportunities there, and that, you know, volunteers basically an unpaid staff. So that's a great contribution. We do not use volunteers to substitute for paid staff, but we use them to enhance our programs. Bring your talents with you, whether you're an equestrian or you enjoy working in the resale shop, or bringing all sorts of other talents. It could be art, it could be music. It could be that you that you're a great storyteller. There's just countless ways that a volunteer can come and work here with our clientele and our staff to further bring quality into their lives every day. And always important is building TERI's support base in our community by sharing TERI's story. So when you become a supporter, advocate, family member of our family here at TERI, then sharing that story with your friends, family, and the community at large is a huge way to contribute. We always offer tours, so touring that new campus is a pretty exciting tour, and we have so much to offer already there. The other thing we're getting ready to put into the new campus is a outdoor fitness center. So we will have a fitness center in the interim while we're waiting, moving towards building the big fitness center that's designed for the campus, which is still a couple of years away, at least from completion. And we're part of a project called National Fitness Challenge, and they've awarded us a grant, further supported by the city of San Marcos, a grant fund there, and the Board of Supervisors, and we've raised the money that we need to install that fitness center, which is going to be open to the community at large. So another great way for the community to come learn about what we do on campus. We're contributing to the health of the community at large, and they are also prospective customers for the cafe. Special needs life quality coaching. Again, many of you may be familiar with this, but this is the only program of its type in the world, and created here by our Director of Education and Research, Dr. Christy DeZonia. So we have been for many years training special needs life quality coaches worldwide. And we're training them specifically so a family could hire a special needs life quality coach to work with their son and or daughter of any age. And coaches are multifaceted. They may be supporting your child in making friends. They could be supporting you and that your son or daughter is living at a group home or going to college, and you want them to go further and verify that the quality of life is there. There's just any level of support that your son or daughter needs. The life coach is trained to do that. So what we have, yeah, I think I covered that well enough. So our next class for the special needs coaching launches in April. Yeah, sorry, I'm behind you. But it's April 25th. It's a 16-week course. And again, we've been doing this for many, many years. So parents, attorneys, teachers, anyone interested in learning about how to be a life coach and create their own business, or just learn about it because you're a family member and you'd like to be well versed when you go out to hire a life coach. Many reasons to attend the course, but this is a great program for us and also generates income for the agency program support. And we're up to questions and answers.
Okay, Cheryl, we have a question for you regarding TERI's vocational internship program. A parent is asking, how can I register my child for that program?
So Teresa Martin our Senior Director of Adult Services, is overseeing that program. And she can be contacted. All that information is on the website. The internship program is very new. It's new at regional centers, so we've just become vendored, and it actually provides 1 year experience for an intern in any of the arenas that we are able to offer. So culinary would be one, retail shop would be one, equestrian could be, and these are true vocational learning experiences. It provides for a wage for the individual intern, and it also provides funds to fund the staff that work with the interns. The interns are staffed with a 1 teacher per 2 student ratio. And so we're just building all of those opportunities now. And as I mentioned, we're just recently vendored. So it's launching now. So we have applicants already, a waiting list created so that we can start matching up interns with the experiences that we have available.
Okay, we have another question. Is there a California residency requirement for a person with developmental disabilities to be admitted into your program?
There's a requirement to access funding. So regional center, you need to be a California resident, and that's a regional center requirement, not our requirement, but there's no funding without the residency. And families achieve that many ways, whether they come and stay with their relative or, et cetera, to qualify for residency.
And we have a question from Teresa. Do you have a program or information packet that someone could attend or request to get information about how to replicate your program in our home state? Thanks.
I wish it was that simple. So replication is part of our long-term plan for TERI, and it's been part of our plan for a very long time. But we do not have the entire package of how to replicate everything we do complete yet. So that's in process as we build the campus. We have done a lot of consultation over the years with people from around the country and seen many visitors from abroad as well. But no complete go do it yourself package yet. We'll provide what consult we can now, and more completely when the campus is complete and we have a venue that's designed to accommodate people from around the country and beyond, so that they can truly become immersed in our culture, because that's at the core of developing a quality program.
Okay, we have another question. Is it possible for my high-functioning special needs son to volunteer along with me?
That's always a possibility. So that's all part of the volunteer application process. And I think that's a wonderful experiential event for your son and you. So it's just a matter of where your talents and his talents fit in the programs that we have to offer. So that's it. You can begin online with the volunteer application, and then we'll start working to see what's a good fit for you and your family.
And we have an additional question. I'm interested about TERI's performing arts and culinary programs. Could you please tell me more about them, and what ages do you accept into the program?
So those are both adult programs for adults currently. And this wouldn't be the venue to talk a lot about those, but the culinary program offers experiences, everything from waitressing to cooking, or busing to cooking. And so that's all dependent on the individual and the staffing that we are continuing to build upon. So we have small numbers of opportunities right now, and we're working to grow that, of course. For culinary, we have our current program, and in the future, we have an actual culinary institute planned for the campus. So we'll have ever increasing opportunities for internships there. We are just, like I said, we just are launching the internship program. So soon you'll see those opportunities published in more detail, but you can contact Teresa Martin again, as I noted earlier, and she can help educate people about what opportunities we have currently and what we're looking for in the future.
Okay, we have a few more questions. What day programs are available at the Campus of Life with autism fairly severe, and is there one-to-one support?
So if that person is asking about school-age kids, then we have two non-public schools. They are both still here in our Oceanside campus, but the country school works with kids mainly one-on-one, who the non-public schools refer to us, or parents come to us and work with their district to get placement. The students are bused from all over our county and beyond. So we see a lot of students from Temecula area, Riverside. So they go visit the campus currently for therapeutic equestrian experiences. If that's on, in their program plan, they can go visit the vocational building, but those are not programs designed to serve our children as yet, our school-age kids as yet. And eventually, in the final phase, we have 3 buildings planned to relocate both of our schools there, where our school students can access every other program we have available on the campus, which is pretty broad spectrum. So everything from the fitness center to the aquatic center to future job opportunities once they reach an age range where that's appropriate for them. And just the recreational and fitness and music and arts programs out there are going to be a phenomenal resource to our student body.
Okay, we have a follow-up question regarding replicating the program. Would a visit to the campus be a good place to start to get an idea of how to begin to replicate the program in another state?
It would be a great way to learn about the TERI culture and program design and quality standards, certainly. And we could certainly have conversations about what levels of support could be available at this time, and of course, what that grows into in the future.
And then just a clarifying question regarding programs that are available for 18 years old. Could you talk a little bit more about that, Cheryl?
So 18 years old is still non-public school age. So the schools serve through age 21 if a family chooses to have their child extend their education to that age rather than graduate at 18, which is typically advisable because there's some good entitlement in that end of the industry. An 18-year-old is also at that age, they can also enter one of our adult programs, which currently are the Center for the Arts and Adult Education and Choices for Adult Learning, CAL. And did they ask about more specifics? I mean, those are both day programs, quote unquote. So those are Monday through Friday programs, 9 o'clock a.m. till 3 p.m. And they offer a pretty broad array of opportunities ranging from fitness to music to theater to the arts to some vocational training and or experiences and lots of community activities and including activities on the campus.
I have a question regarding donating in memory of a loved one. How can we do that? And what is the best way to submit that, either online or by mail?
So online there, you can access that on the website, of course, under donations as an option. And then usually we give Samira, who is asking the questions right now, as a contact person to further discuss ways that you can make that type of donation. Many families and people in the community have done this over the years. So if you visit the campus, you'll see all sorts of recognition, naming opportunities out there. And we have a brick campaign. So around the therapeutic equestrian program, currently there are all sorts of opportunities to purchase a brick or more and recognize a loved one.
Okay, we have one more question. I visited Common Grounds Cafe and I loved it. What type of events do you allow community groups to rent spaces? Is there a certain amount of hours that you need to rent the space? Could you just explain a little bit more about that?
The center, the vocational center, we've been very open in Common Grounds and such as far as time, because that's specific to anyone's event. So we have everything from a cake decorator who wants to conduct a class and rent some space to community groups that want to come and have their lunchtime meeting there. The cafe seats 44 individuals. Indoors, we can seat groups up to about 20 in two different rooms, 20 in each of two different rooms. And then we actually have a hospitality suite on the second story of the building, although it is not accessible to wheelchairs because a stairway takes you up to it. We can accommodate groups of about up to 20 there for events that we cater. So there's no lease cost if we're catering. And if people just want to rent space, then there is a rental cost. And you can find that's on the website as well. So you can access that on the website.
Okay, we have another question. What is the procedure if you're interested in our child transitioning at 22 from his non-public school to your day program? What agencies help to facilitate that?
You would work with your regional center case manager, and you would submit an application with TERI. Again, the application is online. And for the Center for the Arts program, that again is Teresa Martin, who is also overseeing the internship program. But start with online, and of course the case manager has to be part of that because you need funding allocated from the regional center as well.
And we have a question regarding the Performing Arts and Fine Arts Center. Is there a target date for completion for the Performing Arts Center, and what is the estimated completion for the Campus of Life?
So the both of the art centers, as I mentioned earlier, should be complete next spring, at which point we will be relocating all of our Oceanside-based adults out to the campus, which is going to be wonderful. And what was the other part of the question? I'm sorry. Oh, for the rest of the campus. So the rest of the campus best case scenario, because it's fundraising dependent, we're currently at the bank, and the bank is giving us, at this point, they're processing a construction to be converted to mortgage loan for us for a part of that, and we need to raise the remainder. So for this phase, we're raising $2 million. $1 million of that, of course, is the challenge grant I mentioned earlier. And for the complete campus, our estimate of what we need to raise to complete it is $11 million in conjunction with another construction/mortgage loan with our bank. And so 2024 is probably the best that we're going to do as long as that fundraising remains successful.
And then we have a final question regarding planned giving. I'm considering leaving a planned gift for TERI in my will. Who would be the best contact for information on planned giving options?
So Samara White, again, whose voice you're listening to, is leading that program. So any planned giving, any legacy giving is, you can contact Samara. Again, all information is on the website.
And that is the end of our question and answer session.
So thank you everyone for attending today. I'm sure you'll have additional questions as time goes on, so feel free to contact us. Our next parent forum is Tuesday, June 14th from 10 to 11. So hope to see you there.